Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Alex Eala has the potential to crack the top 10, according to former British number 1 and US Open finalist Greg Rusedski and former world number 9 Andrea Petkovic. In his latest podcast, Rusedski praised Eala's work ethic both on and off the court, noting that the 20-year-old Filipina standout still has plenty of room to grow. She's still young, let's not forget that. She has many more years to develop, and I think she's too good of a player not to make it into the top 10, said the 52-year-old Rusedski, who ranked as high as number 4 during his professional career. The good thing is she also has a good attitude. She's working hard and she's putting in the effort, he added. A 15-time career singles titleist, Rusedski also noted that Eala must sharpen her serve to hold her own against top-level players. I think she needs to improve her serve. You know, the serve gets you on the front foot from the start, and she's going to get physically stronger. She's got to get more time in the gym, build up the muscles, get a little bit quicker. She'll start hitting the ball harder, Rusedski said. Tennis journalist Kevin Palmer of Tennis 365, a guest of the podcast, agreed, stressing its importance as Eala advances deeper into tournaments. I would say, she gets to a certain point in a draw and then suddenly she comes up against a player who's physically bigger and stronger, hits the ball that little bigger, and she's not quite able to do that. I mean, it's possible to overcome that, Palmer said. Their observation was on point following Eala's 6-0, 6-2 loss to 13th seed Karolina Muchova in the round of 16 of the Miami Open last week. Petkovic, in a separate podcast with former top 20 player Alison Riscombe-Ratraj, also highlighted Eala's need to upgrade her serve. We have seen what she can do when she has a good serving week. Against the big hitters like Aryna Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, and even Coco Gauff, who returns so well, it is going to be really difficult to defend your serve, despite her being one of the best returners in the game, said Petkovic, a 2-time Grand Slam quarterfinalist. I think that is the one thing, and then the sky has no limit, she added. Eala opens her clay season at the Upper Austria Ladies Linz on April 6th to 12th. This is what Alex Eala needs to improve to crack the top 10. Alex Eala, the rising Filipino tennis prodigy, has been turning heads in the world of professional tennis. With her combination of speed, agility, and remarkable court awareness, Eala has already shown glimpses of greatness that belie her young age. Fans around the world are buzzing about her potential. But as with any athlete aiming for the elite echelon of the sport, talent alone isn't enough. The road to the top 10 is narrow, challenging, and unforgiving, and there are specific areas Eala must refine if she wants to make that leap. 1. Mental toughness and match resilience. One of the most frequently cited barriers between young stars and the elite is mental strength. Alex has demonstrated poise in many matches. But at the highest level, mental toughness becomes the difference between winning and losing close encounters. Breaking into the top 10 requires the ability to handle pressure points, come back from deficits, and maintain focus through long, grueling matches. Learning to embrace these high-stakes moments rather than be intimidated by them will be crucial. Visualization techniques, sports psychology, and match simulation training could all give Eala an edge when the scoreline tightens against the very best. 2. Aggression and shot selection. Alex Eala's style is characterized by consistency and precision, which keeps her in rallies and forces opponents to make errors. However, at the elite level, relying solely on consistency isn't enough. Players in the top 10 often dominate matches through well-timed aggression and smart shot selection. Eala needs to sharpen her decision-making under pressure, knowing when to attack, when to neutralize, and when to change the pace of the rally. Developing a killer instinct on key points, especially against top-ranked opponents, could turn close matches into victories. 3. Serve development in women's tennis. A powerful and accurate serve is an equalizer. While Eala's serve is solid, adding more speed, spin variation, and placement options would elevate her game significantly. The serve sets the tone for each point, and improving in this area would give her more free points, reduce the number of extended rallies, and allow her to dictate play. A more dynamic serve arsenal could also help her better compete against the bigger, more aggressive hitters in the top 10. 4. Physical conditioning and endurance. Elite tennis demands peak physical conditioning. While Eala is already impressively athletic, The rigors of the WTA Tour require not just speed and agility, but also endurance, strength, and recovery management. To compete at the highest level, she must withstand 3-hour battles against top-tier players and maintain intensity through back-to-back tournaments. Strengthening her core and lower body alongside targeted endurance training will help her sustain a high level of play deep into matches and across grueling stretches of the season. 5. Experience against top players. Experience is often underrated, but incredibly important. Eala has had some exposure to high-level competition, yet consistent encounters against top 20 or top 10 opponents will sharpen her game exponentially. Playing against the best forces adaptation, learning to handle pace, spin, strategy, and psychological pressure that doesn't appear in lower-tier tournaments. Each match against a higher-ranked player is a lesson, and accumulating these experiences will accelerate her journey to the top 10. 6. Tactical versatility. Another hallmark of elite players is their adaptability. The ability to read opponents and change strategies mid-match is essential. Eala's current game leans heavily on baseline rallies and court coverage, but developing varied tactical options, including slices, drop shots, net approaches, and aggressive forehand patterns, would make her less predictable and more dangerous. Top 10 players thrive on unpredictability. Diversifying her tactical toolkit will allow Eala to challenge a wider range of opponents successfully. 7. Mental recovery and consistency across seasons. Breaking into the top 10 isn't just about individual matches. It's about sustained excellence across a season. Eala needs to learn how to manage her body and mind to avoid burnout, handle losses constructively, and bounce back quickly. Consistency is a top 10 signature. A player might lose occasionally, but they rarely go through long slumps. Developing routines for recovery, nutrition, mental reset, and focus will ensure she performs at her best throughout the demanding calendar of professional tennis. The path forward. Alex Eala is already on a trajectory that few players from Southeast Asia have reached. Her talent, discipline, and hunger for success give her a solid foundation. But cracking the top 10 requires more than raw talent. It demands a holistic evolution of her game. Mental fortitude, strategic aggression, physical excellence, and tactical versatility. Each of these elements can be fine-tuned through expert coaching, deliberate practice, and exposure to elite competition. The beauty of Eala's journey is that the gaps in her game are identifiable and addressable. Unlike some players who struggle with intangible issues, Alex has the work ethic, intelligence, and drive to implement improvements. With focused effort in these areas, the top 10 isn't a dream. It's a destination well within her reach. Fans are witnessing not just the growth of a promising player, but the potential rise of a trailblazer who could redefine the future of Filipino tennis on the world stage. Alex Eala's story is still being written, but one thing is clear. With the right enhancements, she's not far from breaking into tennis's elite, and when she does, the world will know her name. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.